My father loved my sister more and banned my mother from giving me any attention. Then he begged on his knees for me to save him. It had been this way since I could remember. I know rationally my mother had to have fed me and did what she needed when I was a baby. But since entering toddler stages to now turning 18, my parents never gave me anything but hatred. Disgust at what I ate, bought for clothing, my grades. Irritation that I wasn't as pretty as my younger sister. Anger at me for being lazy and unintelligent. It was always my fault even when I had nothing to do with the situation. My sister Maggie, on the other hand, had all the attention and loving parental side. It didn't make sense till it did. I had finally moved out of my parents' house after saving all the money I could from my work as a barista since 15 and a half. The shift started smoothly as my manager Phil and one other coworker Manny greeted me. "Look what the cat dragged in," Manny yelled out, pulling me into a hug. Phil rolled his eyes as I punched his shoulder. "You helped me yesterday set up my apartment, you square." Manny clenches a hand over his chest. "You hear that, Rita?" He looks up at the ceiling. "I'm coming to see you. This is the big heart attack." Phil walks over, giving Manny a smack upside the head as Manny scowled at him. "You said that yesterday 5 different times and it started with you dropping that poor girl's order," Phil states blandly. I am laughing heartedly now. Manny and Phil were the two gayest of partners that practically adopted me when I had first been hired. "And stop saying Frida or they'll think it's your wife and not your dang mama," Phil continued as I snorted at the thought. "He was always a mama's boy, Phil. It was the only teat he has ever happily suckled," I say with a teasing grin. Phil laughs as Manny chokes wide-eyed at me. "You deal with your adoptive daughter right this instant," Manny squeaked out. Phil just patted my head with a good girl as we both grinned at Manny. "Now, get to work, you two," Phil commented as the morning rush started up. "Yes, sir," Manny said with a teasing grin. "Get a room, you two," I called from the back, bringing out more coffee and throwing the trash out. "Later, handsome," Phil called out. I grinned as I worked. I couldn't help but love my job and these two men. Then my eyes glanced up at the doorbell and my heart rose. There was my father in my place of work looking extremely upset. "We need to talk, Nicole," my father stated as soon as he found me. Shivers were racing up and down my spine as I stayed frozen to the spot. Phil and Manny could see how I was switching from carefree to guarded and immediately flanked both my sides. "And you are?" Phil drawled, glaring at my father. "Nicole's father. What is it to you?" He snapped at them. "Father is earned, and last we heard you still hadn't earned that right from your own daughter." Manny dismissed him with one sentence. My father glares at them some more before looking at me. He seemed to come to a decision as he threw his hands up with a mutter. "Fine." He looks directly at me. "Nicole, I need $1,500 today." My mouth drops open as Phil and Manny exchange looks over my head. Even if I did have that type of money saved, why would I ever think of giving it to you? The words spilled out of my mouth with no censor or grace. "Because I am your father, dang it, and you will obey me," he roared right back as I flinched. Manny and Phil both placed their hands on my shoulders, giving me strength. I glance at Phil from the corner of my eye as he nods. "No," I state right back. Manny squeezes my shoulder, and in a shocking move, my father falls to the floor. My eyes are as wide as saucers. "I'm begging you, Nicole. We are going to lose the house if I don't come up with this money today." My eyes look at him on his knees, begging me off all people. "I can't help you," I murmur quietly as I set my first ever boundary with my father. Quick as a snake, his body snapped upwards and raised his hand to slap me. Manny caught his wrist before it could make contact. "It's time for you to leave," Manny growled out as Phil threw his arm over my shoulder. "I should never had let your mother carry you to term." That had me seeing red. "Then why the heck am I here?" Phil was holding me close to his body as Manny glanced behind him quickly at me. "Because your mother is a cheating 67 on the periodic table of elements." My mouth dropped open. My father wasn't my father? Manny decides that's enough and tossed him out the door. I am left standing with blind rage and crippling pain. Manny and Phil just hold me tightly. My mother, father, and sister Maggie were homeless come the next month. A blood test showed I was unrelated to my mother's husband. I didn't bother searching for my biological father. As I watched Manny and Phil slap each other's hands out of the popcorn bowl, I was already blessed with two fathers that already loved me for me, and that was enough.